YouTubers, welcome back to Yorkshireman66. I am Mark, your host, your entertainment officer, whatever you want me to be, and I'm here today to entertain you basically. So, what video are we doing today? Well, I've been looking at the Nintendo Switch, and I've been looking at the Nintendo Switch OLED. Has Nintendo made a mistake? And in my mind, I honestly think they have, but not slagging off a system, because I know somebody who owns one. I've owned one, and they are very, very, very good. It's just that, why would you buy the OLED over the previous one? Because they're not as, the OLED is no more powerful than the previous. The only thing what's changed with the OLED is the OLED screen. And that makes it a little bit heavier, doesn't it? You know what I mean? So, have they made, has Nintendo Switch made a mistake? Me personally, I wouldn't have done the Switch unless I were making it more powerful. Now, a lot of people, there were rumours going around that Nintendo were going to make a more powerful Switch, more powerful than the first Switch what they made. And I thought, well, if that's good, then it'd be like PS4 Pro on it. It'd be more power than that. That didn't happen. When I've just been comparing the two. And the exact, the OLED is exactly the same power as the non-OLED, basically. So why have they done an OLED screen? Well, it's to make it look better. Nintendo say when you're using it as an handheld, it would be clearer and things like that. Well, I've got news for you, Nintendo. A lot of people use that Switch docked. They don't use it as an handheld. My mate does, so my mate would be better. But from what I do understand, if you've got an OLED screen in your Switch, which people will go out and buy, but is it worth the extra money? I mean, £310 compared to 260, it's 50 quid more. Is it worth it? In my mind, it's not. But you're paying for the OLED screen, the OLED and things like that. But is the OLED screen worth an extra 50 quid? I don't think so. But there you go. If they kept it, as low as possible, and said, look, it's going to be, 30 or 40 quid more expensive, that would have been livable. But I think Nintendo missed a little bit of a trick here, in my mind. What they should have done is gone with the Nintendo Lite. Is put an OLED in the Nintendo Lite. That's what they should have done, because that is the proper handheld. Yeah, you can't dock it, it's a proper handheld. That would have benefited from the OLED. Yes, it would be more dearer. I mean, I've been comparing prices, and what I've been comparing is the Nintendo Switch console, and this is in Argos right now. Nintendo Switch console, Neon with improved battery, 260 quid. Well, 25999. I'm not going to argue over it. It's 260 quid. Nintendo Switch OLED console white, 309. Sorry, 999. 310 quid. 50 quid more. In my mind, it's not. I don't think it's worth it. Me personally. What they should have done, like I said, because it's no more powerful than the first Switch, is the OLED Switch. The only difference is that you're getting an OLED screen. But what they should have done, in my opinion, is say, look, do the Nintendo Lite. Put an OLED in the Nintendo Lite. What you see there is proper handheld. Where the Switch is docked. I know people who have it docked all the time. My mate Kevin doesn't. He does have it out, but he doesn't have it docked. He doesn't have it hooked up to his telly. He uses it as an handheld. But there is other drawbacks to this, to having an OLED screen. The battery won't last for long. The battery won't last for long. I know that. I mean, that's why they improved it on the first Switch, the battery, because they knew the battery life won't last all that long. So they improved it, and and the improved one, it lasted a little bit longer. But with the OLED, it's the same battery, I know that, but the OLED is going to take more battery power because of what it is. You know what I mean? I mean, I've got a PS Vista. That's OLED, and that takes great graphics, great colours. But my battery, it doesn't last long. And it won't last long with Nintendo Switch. You know, you've got to look at the size of the screen. Yes, it looks impressive. It looks good. And I must admit, down to Nintendo, yet again, marketing, they are selling very well. Because I can't get one. You know what I mean? You can't buy one. Well, I can't get one since it's out of stock, apparently, where I live. I've got to travel and I ain't doing that. But at the end of the day, I think Nintendo made a mistake. They should have done the OLED in the Nintendo Lite, unless that is next. But in my mind, the other mistake is not to make it more powerful. Now, I understand if they made it more powerful, it could be more bulkier. We will never know. Nintendo didn't make it more powerful, they just give you a better screen. Yeah, okay. You know, it's a good idea. Okay, I can understand why they've done it. I really can. But it's going to be slightly heavier. It's going to take slightly more battery power to play. You might not get as long on it as you would the LED one. So, you know, it's cat and mouse, innit? I mean, if I already had one, I've told Kevin, my mate, this. I says, you've got a Switch. It's no different from the OLED, apart from it's OLED, and he says, you know, I told him I won't bother, and he's not. He's happy with what he's got, and I know other people are too. If you haven't got one, and you're on about getting one, yet again, I would recommend that. I would recommend that you go for the non-OLED version, really. But that's just my opinion. But I honestly think, because the Nintendo Switch OLED is no more powerful than the original Switch, the first Switch, the Switch what I had. I had mine in, I think it was black and grey. It was nice. I never used it. That's why I sold it, unfortunately. I shouldn't have done, but I did. But yes, it is that kind of money. So 310 quid to 260. You know what I mean? Each to their own. I mean, I know people who's got the OLED and they're quite happy with it. And when you look at the specs side by side, the specifications are exactly the same until it comes to the screen. The screen specifications are different because one's OLED, one isn't. It's as simple as that. But I think the Nintendo Switch Lite could have benefited from an OLED screen, but we'll never know unless they're on about doing it. But like I say, with Nintendo marketing strategy, it's worked. I mean, people are buying the OLED, and people are still buying the original Switch. Yeah, I mean, I can recommend the Switch. I know how reliable the Switch is, and I also know, and this is the best kicker of all, is if you download a game, you don't need the internet to play that game. Not like I do on PS4. So there you go. So that's the kicker to it. That's why it's popular, and that's why the Switch Lite is popular as well. The handheld game. But there you go. I know people who've got both. I didn't have both, but I know people who have got both, and that. So there you go. So, which one do you buy? Well, me personally, I go with the original Switch, the cheaper Switch with the improved battery, over the OLED. I'd rather pay 260 than 310, put it that way. Right then, so if you have like this, and don't be thinking that I'm slagging off the Nintendo Switch, because I'm not. I like the idea of it, I really do. If it weren't for the Wii U, we would never have got the Switch, and that's how I see the Wii U's history. The Wii U should have been what the Switch is now, but I'm not slagging it off. I know Nintendo make decent consoles and most reliable as well, things like that. So in my mind, I can recommend that you buy a Switch or a Switch Lite. Which one you buy, if you buy the OLED or the non-OLED. Me personally, I'd be going with the £260 version than the 310. Simple as. Or you may think, well, my son's got one, but Switch Lite might be they're 100, they're still 100, well, 199. But again, the Switch Lite is a decent system as well. So exactly, it's just shrunken down a bit in it. That's all, and it is what it says on the box. It does what it says on the box. It plays the game, and that's what you want. And Nintendo are kings at making handheld games. They proved that when they did the Switch. Now they've done the Switch Lite. Still the king of handhelds, in my opinion. Right then. So if you have liked this video, please give me a thumbs up. Like the video, subscribe if you're new, and hit the bell icon and hit all that will let you know when I'm putting up another video. But please come back from time to time to make sure that you still subscribe to me, because the YouTube algorithm has this nasty habit of taking subs off you. Subs go down. Mine have gone down from 545 to 540. So please come back from time to time just to make sure that you still subscribe, because the YouTube algorithm might think you're a robot and they've took you off. So you never know. And also, please share the video with your friends and your family and whoever you can find to share. Share it with our social media like Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. And also, comment below. And before anyone says, well, you shouldn't be sharing it with any other platform. Well, YouTube shouldn't give that option if they didn't want us to share it with anybody else. Share it with whoever you want. You could share it with the Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, for all I care. You know what I mean? But please share the video, especially to other social media platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. So there you go. And I'll hopefully catch you on the next video. Bye. Bye.